and so we need to break up the means of controlling the citizenry. I want an unruly, uncontrollable American, we the people.
Texas Senator Rafael Ted Cruz is insufferable. We know this. Unfortunately, his words and actions lead to consequences.
There's gotta be something in here we can use against these scumbags. Something's wrong about He's a good one. Or whatever.
Cruz, I think Cruz would want us to do this, so yeah, absolutely. I think we're good.
Where those who took part in the January 6th riots and stormed the Capitol believe the senator would want them to do what they are doing on this video.
Do you agree with this book that is being taught with kids that babies are racist?
Why is he so bad on race? Is it intentional, perhaps? Maybe we don't have to look too far, though. Here's the senator's father in his own words.
We need to stop playing by the Democrats' playbook. We need to stop talking about hyphenated Americans. We are all Americans. The concept of hyphenated Americans is designed to divide and conquer. Yes, that's right. Remember this so-called social justice of the Obama administration is putting everybody pigeonholed into some group and making every group look like victims who need a handout from almighty government. But I'll tell you, about 3 weeks ago, I was in Bakersfield, California. The last day I was there, I had breakfast with a black Democratic pastor. And he said to me, well, our values are conservative, but the Democratic Party embraces us. But don't you realize they're using you? You know, before we had minimum wage laws, black unemployment and white unemployment were the same. Black unemployment will skyrocket. See, he understands it, but the average black does not.
Quite revealing. Moving forward.
I pledge to you that I will do everything within my power to end the scourge of abortion once and for all. That I will use the full constitutional power and the bully pulpit of the presidency to promote a culture of life. That I will sign any legislation put on my desk to defend the least of these, including legislation that defends the rights of all persons, without exception other than the life of the mother, from conception to natural death.
Only a despicable monster spews crap like this, but that is the embodiment of one Rafael Cruz.
Okay, I promise, since I'm only a comedian, I'm not going to try to tell you politicians how to do politics or whatever. That's not my job. That'd be like you guys telling me what to do with my body. I mean, can you even imagine?
We actually can, because of goons like him.
Why don't you talk to the president the way you talk to my brother, Ted? You afraid of him? You think he'll smack you down at home?
Oh,
is that
yeah,
what it is?
I'm
like he shut you up in the primary?
You guys
not
are really
Cuomo's,
tough.
I'm talking about the president. My brother's not the president. I'm talking about the president, the one who called you a liar. The one who said your wife was ugly.
This was a beautiful moment on live television, lest we forget.
Remember lion? I won't say lion, Ted. I refuse to say.
Donald is a bully. The man is utterly a moron.
He is choking like a dog because he's losing so badly.
Trump retweeted this image. Cruz's wife in an unflattering pose next to Melania Trump. Be careful, lying Ted, or I will spill the beans on your wife.
But you mess with my wife, you mess with my kids, that'll do it every time. Donald, you're a sniveling coward, and leave Heidi the hell alone.
I am not in the habit of supporting people who attack my wife and attack my father.
So will you support him as the nominee?
I'm going to beat him for the nomination.
That's not
He is not. I am.
Talk about a coward. Talk about a man who has no dignity, no cojones, and just keels over to a man that not only insulted him, but also his wife and his father. Remarkable, but it tells us so much about who Ted Cruz is and what he values.
Hey, let's hop out of my street. We're taking it.
Good job. Good job.
Ted Cruz is vowed to stay in the race. Man, everybody hates Ted Cruz. Even O.J. Simpson said, that guy's just hard to like. This is true. This is true. You know, there's a joke going around the internet that Ted Cruz is actually the Zodiac killer. Right? I'm not making that up, you know? Come on, that's absurd. You know, some people actually liked the Zodiac killer. John Boehner came out of retirement and described Ted Cruz as Lucifer in the flesh. Lucifer. I mean, that is not fair, man. Lucifer is horrible, but he's not the Zodiac killer. Recently, Heidi Cruz revealed that after they got married, Ted bought them like 100 cans of soup. Not making yourself look less like the Zodiac killer, Ted Cruz. Not doing it. I don't even think Ted Cruz wants to be president. I think he's just crisscrossing the country Zodiac killing. That's my theory on it. All right, that's enough on him. Ted Cruz actually announced Carly Fiorina as his VP pick. And he's not even the nominee yet. You've seen this, right? Who does that? Except the Zodiac killer.
Not one, but two mass shootings in just 13 hours. At least 29 people killed in separate massacres, one here in Texas, the other, of course, in Ohio. We have been to so many of these, and the words, quite honestly, are harder and harder to come by to describe the anguish and the sadness on the faces of the families whose lives have been destroyed. Here in El Paso tonight, a gunman showing up at a Walmart on a busy Saturday morning. These surveillance images this evening obtained by KTSM showing the suspect armed with an assault-style rifle. Families then diving for cover from the gunfire that was relentless inside that store. There were thousands inside the Walmart running in fear.
How about the senseless acts of gun violence? Instead of attempting to curb it, Cruz does the usual song and dance.
By the way, I don't apologize for thoughts or prayers. I will lift up in prayer people who are hurting, and I believe in the power of prayer, and the contempt of Democrats for prayers is an odd sociological thing.
And why does he do this? Money and power. He receives a ton of cash from the gun lobby and thus does their bidding in the Senate.
Hi, this is Ted Cruz calling. I was calling to encourage you to come out and vote on Election Day. This election is critical for the direction of our country, and I urge you to come out and support freedom.
Ted Cruz. It's like the right wing thought, what's the exact opposite of a black president? How about a Canadian Latino who'll never be president? No, it's true. He was born in Canada, a child of Cuban immigrants. I kind of can't believe he wasn't in Hillary's announcement video.
If you are that slacker barista who wasted 7 years in college studying completely useless things, now has loans and can't get a job, Joe Biden just gave you 20 grand. Holy cow, 20 grand. That, maybe you weren't going to vote in November and suddenly you just got 20 grand. And, if you can, get off the bong for a minute and head down to the voting station or just send in your mail-in ballot that the Democrats have helpfully sent you, it could drive up turnout, particularly among young people.
Cruz will always cruise, but maybe we should have seen this coming after all.
Aspiration. Is that like sweat on my butt? No, I see what you want me to do, what I want to do in life. Well, my aspiration is to, be in a teen tit film like that guy who played Horatio. He was in Malibu Bikini Beach Shop. Well, other than that, take over the world domination, rule everything, rich, powerful, that sort of stuff.
Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.